It's the biggest transaction ever made. This is bigger than any deal. You guys, some of you work for companies. Your companies are peanuts. I don't care how big they are. This is the largest transaction in the history of our country. And don't let some of these politicians go around saying, because I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything, sir.
But, I got an email from someone that said they watched Fox News just, to watch over the weekend, just how everybody else is talking about worldwide financial Armageddon, on and on. They said Fox News is talking about how Donald Trump has brought a great peace between Russia and Ukraine. I mean, this is how we got here, right? Some people are just in a complete disinformation bubble.
They are. And in fact, what I saw yesterday while the entire world was melting down on part due, Fox News was going on and on about transgendered athletes. Yeah. The whole day. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know what would happen if the two transgendered athletes were to withdraw from competition and not getting place in a swimming competition. If they all did a giant Rubel walk-off and just said, hey, we're just not going to participate to stop the destruction of the less than half of 1% American people, the Republicans would have to have a meltdown. They'd have to reelect Joe Biden very quickly and make sure that there's something else to rage about. Other than we just went through and are now going through the second wave of an economic Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, right. You actually said that, economic Pearl Harbor. Did Laura Loomer and Trump deliberately gut NSA leadership to cover for the plan to destroy the global economy? I do a deep dive rant into how blinding NSA could help Trump and Russia smash the global stability we all need. I mean, Malcolm, just to say more about all of that, because I feel like at this point, if you don't get that this seems deliberate, then you're not paying attention.
Well, I'm going to say things here because I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. But Laura Loomer is absolutely a conspiracy theorist. She's literally a 9/11 truther nut that has somehow influenced her way back into the White House, where she was rejected. You were about 4 or 5 months ago, and now she's back in with a vengeance. But let me explain something to you. Of all the U.S. intelligence agencies that are the most loyal, most loyal, and the one that will not stand for any shenanigans, it's the National Security Agency. It's commissioned to collect signals intelligence, telemetry intelligence, cyber information, and they share about the United States government, but they only target foreign powers. However, they also, in cooperation with the Department of Commerce and other agencies, support the U.S. economic interest, which means that when they copy a stock market ticker in Moscow, they are collecting and get early information that where the United States could gain advantage in the market. Somehow, Laura looks into the White House. 3 of the top National Security Council careerists, and then 2 days later, director of NSA, General Hawk, and deputy director, Deputy Dernza, as we call her, a career professional officer who had been there for over 20 years. This is the secret knowledge of how America's cryptologic scripts, code breaking, and intercepting communications for our advantage were in the heads of these two people. Right. What did Trump want them to see? Because it would come across their desk. It would absolutely come across their desk if they saw unusual trading of American billionaires, Russian oligarchs against the sanctions, or if personal influence or phone calls were made between Moscow and them. These guys are going at it. There's no hiding from NSA. And then suddenly Loomer walks into the office and they're firing the top 2 breakers in America.
And Malcolm,
this armed us for Russia.
Yeah. Can I ask why there appears to be one Republican that's saying anything about that. Representative Don Bacon, Republican, Nebraska, slammed
Yeah,
Trump's
Don
decision,
Bacon.
to fire the director of the NSA and his top deputy after demands from Laura Loomer, saying China and Russia are laughing at us. He said, "I will tell you, this puts us back. It hurts us. Russia and China today are laughing at us because we just fired the absolute best leaders, the most qualified guys that we spent 3.5 decades preparing to have this role, and he's gone." That's the only Republican.
I'm telling you something. Yeah. Big one. I went there one time, and I found out he was actually he's poised to defect. And if he could bring 3 more Republicans, he would be the greatest hero in American history since Abraham Lincoln, because he would flip the House back under the control of the Democrats.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at you, Tom Big.
Yeah. Well,
But-
no, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Guys,
Do something for
absolutely-
your country. Switch
We're
parties.
disarming.
Switch parties. Get our country back. So I got to.
Don't you even have to switch parties? You could become 4 independents who are caucus with the Democrats.
Right.
And
Right.
suddenly Jeffries become the Speaker of the House. And all of it be unraveled. I would appoint his butt right to the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee.
Yeah.
Because this guy cares about America.
Yep.
Neither cares about himself or Donald Trump.
Let me tell you about another firing that is right up your alley as a seaman, a Navy man. U.S. Navy Vice.
Jeez.
Can I just say that straight white guys seem to be all the F-ups right now in the Trump administration? U.S. Navy Vice Admiral Shoshana Chatfield, the only woman on NATO's military committee, was fired over the weekend. They said it was apparently tied to comments she made that supported diversity. Oh, eek!
Oh, no! God forbid.
In the force. She's the 3rd top female officer to be fired since Trump took office. She apparently, are you ready, Malcolm, posted supportive comments about a diversity summit and gave a speech on Women's Equality Day, saying that investing in empowering women can unlock human potential. Dear God! She also was quoted as saying, diversity is our strength. Our diversity is our strength. Oh, my God. Well, she had to go. She just, FYI, master's degree from Harvard, deployed to the Persian Gulf as a pilot, later served as senior military assistant to the Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, awarded a Bronze Star. Go on, Malcolm. Your thoughts.
Yeah, obviously a suck and a loser, right?
Yeah.
Look, what's called DEI, right? Diversity, equity, equality, and inclusion in the military. We call teamwork. Teamwork. Everyone, no matter who you are. Okay, Alan Turing in World War II, when it was against the law, was gay, and he broke all of the code that saved hundreds of thousands of people their lives. Right? I want that in a room. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you love. I don't care what you do after work. You will in the office, and I want the best out of you. Obviously, a woman who was deprived of a penis is grounds for firing out these days.
Yep.
This is stupidity. It's almost as if everyone who works in the White House, the president, and the right wing works for Moscow. We are disarming ourselves.
In America, personal religious beliefs should be just that, personal. But today, Christian nationalism is on the rise, threatening separation of church and state. Laws are being passed based on religious doctrine instead of reason, eroding our rights and freedoms in legislatures, public schools, even in courtrooms. One set of religious beliefs is being forced onto everyone else, but that's not what our founders intended. The Freedom from Religion Foundation is fighting back as the nation's leading group of free thinkers working to keep religion out of government. FFRF protects your right to think for yourself, whether you've always been secular, left religion behind, or simply believe in true religious freedom for everyone. If we don't stand up now, we may lose our religious freedoms. Join FFRF in defending our secular constitution and keeping faith a personal choice, not a government mandate. Visit ffrf.us/freedom to learn more, become a member, or text my last name Miller to 511-511, because in a truly free country, no one's faith should dictate everyone's future. Text Miller to 511-511 today.